Now we went through what a synchronous token device does. And remember, the whole name of the game here is creating a one-time password. And the one-time password provides more protection because it can only be used one time. Now there's another type of token device that provides a one-time password called asynchronous. What we went through was synchronous because the token device and the authentication service is synchronized based on time or event. And now we're going to look at how asynchronous token devices work. So this is a little bit more complicated. If I have a token device that works as asynchronous, what's going to happen is I'm going to actually send a request to the authentication service and say, hey, I want to log in. What it's going to do is send me back a random value. Now I take that random value and I punch it into my token, because asynchronous tokens actually have a little keypad. So I take the random value that came from the authentication server, I type in that random value. Now my token takes that value and it encrypts it. It could hash it or encrypt it, but it will take that value and change it. Let's say it encrypts it. So then it shows me a new value. Now that new value is my one-time password. And then I put in my username, I put in that new one-time password, I send it over to the authentication server. It will decrypt it because it has the necessary key. If it can decrypt it and it's the value it's sent over, then I'm authenticated. Let me say it one more time because I know people have a hard time with this. I want to log on somewhere. So when my system is actually going to send a response to the authentication server, the authentication server is going to send a random value back. I will see that random value on a screen. I'm going to put it into my token. I will type it into my token. My token device will encrypt that value so I see a whole new value. And then I put in my username, I type in this new value, it gets sent over to the authentication server. The authentication server will look up Sean Harris' account, will have the necessary key to decrypt that. If it can decrypt it, it knows that it came from this token. That's how it knows of what you have, that you have the right token. Because if my token device encrypts it, that has a key within it that matches the key on the authentication server. So the authentication server, if it could decrypt that information and it's the value that it sent over in the first place, then I'm authenticated. So this is asynchronous. Asynchronous means there's steps involved, versus synchronous means the authentication server and the token device are synchronized. Now, in the industry today, asynchronous is not used as much as synchronous because there's too many steps for the user. Usually we use synchronous, and usually it's time-based.